It should have been nothing more than an ordinary night, the kind of night where the house slowly settled into silence, the lights dimmed, and routine carried me gently toward rest. I folded a stray towel, checked the lock on the front door, and thought about finally letting my body sink into bed. Nothing about that evening hinted that it would be any different from the hundreds before it. But then I heard it, a voice. Low, uneasy, almost hesitant. At first, I thought I had imagined it. The house was so still that even the refrigerator's hum sounded louder than usual. But no, the call came again. It wasn't just any voice. It carried weight, a strain, a plea I couldn't ignore. How could I have known that walking toward that sound would change everything? That a single decision, just answering when called, would unravel the certainty I thought I had about my life. Nights in our home usually carried a predictable rhythm. My husband, George, always went upstairs early, retreating after the evening news. By the time I finished tidying up, the house was already blanketed and quiet. Even the clock's ticking seemed louder than my thoughts. I often lingered in the living room, resting in the glow of a lamp, staring at nothing. The silence was both a comfort and a weight. Comfort because it gave me space. Heavy because it reminded me of the loneliness that lived in the background of my life. Marriage changes with time. It softens, it settles, it loses its sharp edges. George and I weren't unhappy, but we weren't the way we used to be. Conversations were short, routines mechanical, and the years blended together like pages in a book I wasn't really reading. That night, restlessness stirred in me. I flipped through a book without taking in a single word, set it aside, and leaned back into the cushions, letting the stillness surround me. Everything felt so ordinary, and yet there was a strange undercurrent and invisible tension pressing in. Then the silence broke. A voice called my name again, uncertain, fragile. This time, I couldn't pretend I hadn't heard. I climbed the stairs, my pulse quickening with each step, unsure of what I would find. When I pushed the door open, I saw someone sitting on the edge of their bed, shoulders heavy, hands pressed against their face. The lamplight cast shadows across their features, highlighting the exhaustion written there. "What's wrong?" I asked, moving closer, instinctively calm, even though my heart was racing. The answer came slowly, broken, carried on a shaky breath. I couldn't sleep. My mind won't stop. It feels like I can't breathe sometimes. There it was, vulnerability. The rawness people hide during the day but can't contain in the stillness of night. I sat down beside them, gently placing my hand on their arm. "You're not alone," I whispered. "I'm here." The silence that followed wasn't empty. It was heavy, filled with unspoken truths. They looked at me, eyes glassy, haunted, searching for reassurance. Gratitude lived in that gaze, but something else lingered there too, something I couldn't name. And in that moment, I realized stepping into that room wasn't just about comfort. It was about stepping into a turning point, a place where life divides into before and after. The words they spoke next struck deep. I don't think anyone really sees me. I feel invisible, like I could disappear and nobody would notice. My heart ached. I had seen glimpses of this pain before, but hearing it out loud was different. It was raw, fragile, and it demanded a response. "I see you," I said softly. The words escaped before I even thought them through. And in that instant, everything changed.